The power of his dream brings you here. His man, Sean Carlard.
Here's a random touch point. When you have somebody in your life that has an addiction, we do not want a rehabilitation, because rehabilitation is actually going to take that person back to the place that got them in the hole in the first place. Now, there's a story that goes like this, that one day I left my house and I got to the gate, I turned right and I went to the corner and there was a hole and I didn't see the hole and I fell in. So I went back home and I fixed myself up and cleaned off all the scratches. And the next day I went out of my gate, I turned right and I saw the hole and I didn't see the person who bumped me in and I fell in the hole. So I went home and I fixed myself up and I cleaned up all the scratches. Then the next day I went out my gate, I turned right and I went to the corner and I saw the person and I saw the hole, but I didn't see that it rained and I slipped and I fell in the hole. And I went back home and I cleaned myself up and cleaned up all the scratches. The next day I left my house, I went out of the gate and I turned left. We can't do the same things over and over again and expect different results, and we can't send a person back to what got them in the hole in the first place. We don't want them. We want to be able to either move away from the hole or close up the hole, so when they do walk in that direction again, they can't fall in again. So for me, it's the word of restoration. You want to restore people. And what are you restoring people to? Well, you're restoring them back to original intent. That's what you're doing. Original intent. What was the original purpose for their lives? We've got to return them back to where it all started. And the word restore actually means to put or bring back into existence, to bring back or put back into a former or original state, to be put again in possession of something, possession of life. Every person on this planet Earth was a baby in nappies. They had a full life ahead of them. We've all got a full life ahead of us with purpose and destiny. Then life came along and it stole it from some people. And you don't want to rehabilitate them. You want to take them back to that original purpose, focus, and destiny. Interviewing a guy one day that was in prison, actually put in prison by his mother because he stole his mom's car and she just felt that she needed to be hard to be kind. And it saved his life. He found purpose and destiny. And when I said to him, what are you going to do? And normally people say, well, I'm going to go save people to stop them from stealing or going into prison. And the one particular guy I interviewed was a gangster, had done really, really bad things. So I thought, well, normally people want to go and help people rehab and that. And he said, no. When I was 13 years old, one of the teachers said to me, you are a maths genius. That's your purpose. That's your future. You need to get into mathematics. And then he said, peer pressure stole me away. And that's why I landed up where I landed up in prison. And that's where I am today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going back to that 13-year-old child. I'm going to restore myself back to God's original intent for my life. And I'm going to go for it. So what we want for you, what we want for your people, those people that are desperate, in need to be rescued, we want to restore them to original intent. Go speak into their lives and tell them what you see in their lives, what their future. If you judge something or someone for their history, you're going to see them with limitations. But if you see them like I would do right here, right now, and you respect them, in other words, to find value in their lives, if you see a person for who they are right here, right now, you will see them with amazing possibilities. So let's focus on restoration, shall we?
The power of his dream brings you here. His man, Sean Carlard.